Jag har pratat lite faktiskt med min dotter då, om det skulle vara så att det skulle gå att få hjälp med det.
We allow the animal to have this kind of relief. Why do we not give everybody that right?
Se ei tunnu hänestä hyvältä kuolla Sveitsissä. Se sama voidaan tehdä Suomessa.
I was Googling the phrase, how do you kill yourself peacefully?
I'm gonna be executed then Friday.
Ready to go? I'm ready.
We don't use illegal products. It's a totally legal process. You can climb in and peacefully die.
Jag har pratat lite faktiskt med min dotter då. Hon sa nog hon också att om det skulle bli så att det inte går att göra någonting och att man faktiskt har smärtor och att man lider. Nu tror jag också att de andra skulle kanske också vilja att det skulle inte vara smärtsamt. Att de nog skulle förstå dem om det skulle vara så att det skulle gå att få hjälp med det. Hej.
Hej. Hej. Ja, miten te voitte? Hei.
No joo, en tiedä.
Kyllä. Että,
Hyvä ja huono.
kyllä, että miten tämä 3 kuukautta meni tämä hoitoon, että oliko jotain ylimääräistä ongelmia, kipuja?
Det är det där jobbiga då igen. Det blir att vänta. Och nu vet jag inte heller. Har det blivit mindre? Man är ju så där, man sitter och tänker och känner efter. Och, ja, nu gjorde det sjukt där och nu tar det ont där. Och magen då, ja men den fungerar inte. Och är det för att inte det funkar, den där medicinen? Det är ju sådana funderingar man har.
Markkerit kyllä ei ole niin spesifinen enää, koska tämä kuvauksesta näyttää tosi hyvää vastausta, että ei ole niin spesifinen, mutta kyllä, että nekin tarkistetaan me vielä sitten.
Ja, är nog som en lättnad. För det var nog jobbigt för det. Tumören hade minskat. Metastaserna hade minskat. En otrolig lättnad.
Dear Life Circle and Eternal Spirit, this is my formal request for an assisted voluntary death with dignity in Switzerland. I suffer from a severe form of progressive multiple sclerosis with the burden of disease in my spinal cord and brainstem. It has been like being erased. I am losing all that I am. I cannot be cured. I cannot even be helped to feel better. I am most impressed with your organization's mission in my conversations with my personal contact, Rudy Habiger. I would like you to consider my request for an assisted voluntary death with your organization. I will be submitting my last notes from University of Colorado as well as payment and any other documents needed. Please consider this my revised formal request for an AVD. Sincerely and with gratitude, Maya Calloway. So the dread, I think that's the whole thing, is the overwhelming sense of dread that I have to live through this disease another day. And I try to counteract that in the morning by going outside and saying a prayer and seeing the birds. And then the afternoons go, And then the evenings are a lot easier because I know that I've survived the day. But then the next day, I have to do this all over again. My sister Lara, she passed away. And this is one of the big issues with my family dynamic now is my mom died from opiate addiction, actually. It was a really sad situation. And then a year later, to the day, my sister passed away. She was just 42, so a little bit older than I will be when I exit. So it's very hard for my dad and my auntie to lose both of us. My dad put a lot of money into my college, and to see me go to university so long and not be working is really hard for him. He's very angry about it. And so I feel guilty about that. And that is also a big piece of why I want to exit.
There are some states here, as you know, that we can go, people can go, and I'm very grateful for that. And they seem very welcome to other people from outside their state, and I'm very thankful for that as well. But it's not going to help Maya. So it won't help Maya. So she's going to have to literally go either to Mexico, where there's some kind and compassionate people, though it's against the law, or go to Europe, where it's not against the law. And so that's where she's chosen to go, though she'd rather maybe necessarily be in her own bedroom, in her own space, with her own cats on her lap. She has to go to a different land. And I think that's kind of, it also is making her go faster.
There we go. Yeah, and then over to the walker.
Because if she could go here, then who knows how much longer and how much more life she can taste, because she wants to taste it.
And let's just take a bottle of water with for you just because? Yeah, because I want to make sure you have water.
So I took off with my caregiver, and I told my dad that I was going to Mexico. I told him I was going to San Miguel de Allende, and actually there is somebody there that is an underground doctor who helps people. So I had thought about actually going there, but I couldn't tell him that I was actually then going to Switzerland for exit, because I was very scared of my dad's feeling about suicide and my dad's family. So I couldn't tell anyone, and I took off in secret.
Again, I don't know how I don't know if it's a survival mechanism or an escape mechanism, but when she went, I knew she was going. Part of me felt she wasn't going to do it. So I was very sad. You know, you're around someone for many years. It's...
Maya said, look, I have MS. I am very much afraid that I can't travel anymore. Is there a chance that you can set up a situation where I could come now, stay in Switzerland for maybe half a year, and then have the assisted dying? So I felt, yes, of course we can do that, you know, because it is so sad when the people have to come here, and because they can't stay indefinitely in a hotel, they have to have the assisted dying, because traveling is a big problem. Some have to come too early, and then they have to die too early, which is very sad.
After Rudy picked me up in Zurich, he drove me to Ticino, and it looks like a different country. It's incredible, like very Mediterranean.
Ticino, that's the Italian part of Switzerland, about 300 meters above a lake overlooking the Alps. It can't get any better. just absolutely gorgeous. Together with a woman that had a little bit of experience in how to look after someone, and they were a good pair.
And then there's a picture of the wheelchair that they got for me. I was very tired from the flight, and they put me in the wheelchair, and my caregiver, Cordula, pushed me around the lake. I was really happy. I mean, I had paralysis and I had MS, but I was really happy to be there.
I was confronted at an age where I already thought a lot about God and religion and living and, of course, dying, because our mother died when I was 11. So any opportunity I had to read or look at what is actually happening close to the end was something that interested me. And then our father died this way. He had a third stroke, was in a very bad situation. He was a very communicative individual, and all of a sudden, not being able to talk, only listen, he could not bring himself into the discussion anymore. That was catastrophic for him. So he showed us that he's going to throw himself under the train. And my sister told him, look, this is no way you're going to do this, you know. This is going to be so many people involved that you're going to traumatize. There is another way in Switzerland if you really want to go this way. And she asked Dignitas, and Mr. Minelli said, everything is okay. Your father can die whenever he wants to. And when she saw how he was leaning his head on her shoulder and just fell asleep and died, she thought, what the heck am I doing as a palliative doctor? Some of them are good, but some of them are really absolutely awful. Why shouldn't I let people go that want to go this way in that gentle way that my father went? And that was a breaking point. That was a very important moment for her in her life. And of course, me being the brother, being very closely involved, I saw what was going on. So I said, look, if you want to do that, I have my own building in the middle of the city where we could separate part of the rooms, make them wheelchair accessible, and in a way that the hearse can actually back into the rooms. This would be the ideal situation. I'm in with it. After the relatives and the patient signed the papers right there at the table, they come up here, and then the patient is lying down on the bed, getting cozy, you know, with cushions, with blanket, and then the doctor comes and sets the infusion. This is voluntary assisted dying, because it's the patient himself that has to enact. The patient has to open the drip, or the patient has to drink the potion. So it's not a doctor that is doing active euthanasia by giving an injection. And voluntary assisted dying has nothing to do with a hard suicide. It's very far away from that kind of thing. You know, on a hard suicide, you ask yourself, what could I have done to prevent that? And that always stays there as a question mark. And I think this is a trauma that is absolutely unnecessary if you have the right kind of laws and somebody can prepare for it openly. And when they say they're ready to go, then I'm taking first the medication, put it into the saline water, so it mixes with the saline water, and then the patient is ready to open the drip. We take a little movie, asking a few questions to show again to the authorities that the person really knew what he or she was doing. And then if the person has answered those questions, the doctor says to the person, if you really want to die now, you can open the drip. When the wheel is being pushed up, the saline water together with the medication flows into the body, and within about 30 seconds, the patient falls asleep and dies within about 2 minutes. You know, if you have seen an assisted dying when a whole family is here looking after the grandmother that has to or wants to go this way, you see how they are holding her hand, you know, how they are in a loving way with her while she is dying. It's a very, very gentle, very, very fast process.
En halua lähteä Sveitsiin. Haluan kuolla kotona.
Ja sitten siinä oli vielä se, että kun mun vaimo sanoi, että hän ei halua Sveitsiin lähteä, niin sitten kun hän nähtävästi halusi säästää lapsia ja lapsenlapsiakin siltä kokemukselta, että katsotaan kun hän kuolee nälkään tuolla saattohoidossa, se oli se toinen vaihtoehto.
Miksi sun vaimosi ei halunnut lähteä Sveitsiin?
Mä ymmärsin jotenkin, että se ei tunnu hänestä hyvältä, niin kuolla Sveitsissä. Kyllähän meillä oli semmoinen ajatus, että se sama voidaan tehdä Suomessa. Et kun me otettiin ihan selvää, miten se tapahtuu Sveitsissä, niin sitten eihän siinä mitään niin kuin erikoista. Että onhan se ihan toista täällä kotona tehdä se, ja lapset on sanomassa hyvästi, että se on tuossa tilanteessa se kaikkein hienoin tapa lähteä. Jos on pakko kuolla, niin kyllä se sitten tolla tavalla on paras tehdä.
That's not a very good picture, but then I came in touch with my Catholic guilt side. And I would go to services at the monastery, and it's this spectacular setting over the Lake Maggiore. And so I remember Cordula dropping me off at the monastery, and I come around the corner and I saw this, and it took my breath away. You know, after they lifted him off the cross in this beautiful depiction, and that's when I really started thinking, oh my God, you know, do I have the right to do this? And I was so tormented that I actually went to confessions at the monastery. And I met this really nice Indian priest, and he talked to me, and he consoled me. I couldn't tell him that I was there for exit, but I just told him, you know, what do I do about these feelings I have about dying? It was such a severe anxiety because of the guilt over my dad that I just thought it's forbidden that you leave your father with no children. So I thought I can't do that. I have to go back to the States and press on longer.
Yes, I had this phone call with Maya. And then Maya said, look, I am so homesick. I want to see my cat, I want to see Colorado, but what do I do now? You know, if I go back, I might not be able to come back again. So I told her, Maya, go back. Take that risk, and if it gets close, I come over and help you come back to Switzerland.
Well, it was that survival instinct holding on and really kind of controlling me. But I think it was also courage. Like, I didn't have the courage to go through with it. I didn't have the courage to break with my father, emotionally and psychologically, you know, I love my dad, obviously, but the guilt over my sister's death was really controlling me, and the guilt over the church and God and all of, and the Catholicism. So I feel like if I had really been much more courageous, I could have just gone through with it, and it would have been better.
I wasn't surprised because I felt that she still had, that I felt she was going to realize everything's okay. I'm signed up. I don't have to worry about this now. I've seen it. I've felt it. I've met the person that's going to hand me the drink. As much pain as I'm in, I'm not in that much pain quite yet. Again, this is my perception living in my pain-free body. Right? So, yes.
Myös sekin on ehkä aika oleellista, että hän oli uskovainen tai uskoi Jumalaan toisin kuin minä. Hän oli yllättävästi, käyttäytyi ihan normaalisti, vaikka hän oli kuolemansairas. Ja sit mä sanoin, että ymmärrän, että hän ei ole masentunut. Että se on väärä sana. Ja kysyin, että mitä sanaa hän käyttäisi. Ja sitten hän sanoi, että toivoton. Niin se on eri asia kuin että toivoton tai masentunut. Että hän oli kuitenkin siis tavallaan onnellinen. Että hän ymmärsi, että hän on elänyt hyvää elämää.
När jag fick feber, 38 graders feber, så ringde jag. Så vi for hit då.
Nej, men vi trodde ganska länge att det skulle gå bra. Det funkar så bra, den medicinen. Men klart, när man var på det dagpolikliniken på det cellgiftsbehandling så till sist så slutade det komma dit som man hade pratat med. Det var som hade samma diagnos. Så vet man att det inte är så bra. Det har cancer i bukspottkörteln så är det inte bästa stället. Man får inte välja, men det finns ju bättre ställen här på. Jag sa Ray i början när jag fick beskedet att jag hade cancer så han sa bara inte några smärtor. Så det var nästan det första han sa. Men har jag nog varit ganska mycket smärta, men jag vet med den morfinpumpen, men inte vet man hur länge det går med det heller. Men
hej. Hej. Det var min dotter. Hej. Oj, så kall.
Ja, jättekallt.
Men det är så skönt att du är kall. Du kommer.
Kan jag lägga nacken i?
Ja. Min dotter som är 18 år studerar till närvårdare som blir färdig nu till våren.
Ja.
Mm. Nu har de en planering att jag ska hem nu till helgen. Att jag ska vara hemma. Då tänker jag också på Magnus, att hur han tar det. Om jag dör där hemma, vill han fortsätta vara där hemma då? Kan han leva där i huset? Men det har jag inte fått något riktigt svar på heller.
vad kan jag veta här?
Nej. Klart.
Ännu fler dagar.
Men tror du att du ska orka fortsätta att leva sen i huset när jag inte finns där?
Nu tror jag kanske. Men inte kan man veta vad det är som är. Nej. Jag tror nog att
Du vill ju dö hemma.
Mm.
Så nog tycker jag. Och då tror jag man lär sig sen. Efter en stund. Ska du? Nej. Jag är klar. Nej, bara så att jag kommer att göra. Jo. Och jag vet jag ju. Men det är så svårt för jag har alltid mamma som hon frågar om. Och jag har alltid mamma som vet. Och mamma som kan. Det blir nog bra. Och så har du en storebror. Och så har du mostrarna dina.
I think that if you're not here and I have to make a decision, you died and you surprised me, okay? And I did not know what you liked. I will choose. Here's William. Just a second. Yes, William. Hi, darling.
I found this cemetery, and we should be there with Albert at 3:15.
Okay.
15.
Okay. All right. That's good. Thank you.
Don't you think? Nice.
Okay, you want me?
The bottom.
You want me to choose?
This one.
You want me to choose?
No, I chose.
You chose? Show me.
It's beautiful. Don't need anything plus. That's it.